Yeah, hi, I'm Himanshu Gadgil. I'm the CEO of Enzene Biosciences.
Amazing. Tell me a little bit more about the work you get up to.
So, we are a biotech company. We've been around for 11 years. Our mission early on was to democratize access of medicine for Indian patients because, a lot of times patients pay out of pocket. So even with biosimilars, affordability is a concern. So we wanted to use technology to disrupt the cost of goods so that, patients can have access. We have 8 products that launched in India. Some of those are now launched in Europe and coming to the US and Australia as well. Post that, because we developed a platform called Enzene X, which is a fully connected continuous manufacturing platform, reduces cost of goods, got into CDMO. We've set it up in the US where we want to democratize access for manufacturing locally.
Interesting. So you're saying reducing the cost to access medication through reducing the cost of the manufacturing?
Yeah, cost of manufacturing.
Yeah. Through technology, you were saying. So
technology.
Tell me a little bit more about how that actually works.
So we have our platform Enzene X is a fully connected continuous manufacturing platform. So it's one of the first continuous manufacturing platform for biologics. So it's like a conveyor belt, right? As opposed to, having a big old clunky facility to manufacture a fed batch. Where you have all of those whole tanks. We got rid of whole tanks. And whole tanks occupy 60 to 70% of the footprint.
Yeah.
So when you remove that, your footprint is small. But then because we do perfusion, we get a lot higher cell mass and hence a lot higher volumetric productivity. So we are 10 times more productive in terms of just volume of bioreactor.
And so that creates a material change to the ultimate price that the pharmaceutical will need to be at the end. Is that right?
Yeah, so that's materially what it does is it reduces the cost of manufacturing by 60 to 70%.
Wow. That's material. And so I'm fascinated by, these opportunities to, you mentioned starting in India, the sheer just need to do things differently in healthcare is so fascinating to me. And I often have talked about there's surely opportunity examples where in environmental markets like India where you've got no other option other than to really try and do things that are almost a leapfrog or a step change. And that's really exciting to hear that's being able to unlock that for the rest of the world too, where it's appealing. So am I kind of in the right direction there?
Yeah, absolutely. The incremental innovation is great, but it's not enough.
Yeah.
For the problem that we were trying to solve. I mean, with the socioeconomic status, average household income in India is what it is, right? And these medicines are out there which can cure you, but you cannot access them. You cannot afford them. So we had to do something that was disruptive. And so we wanted to really not look at an incremental increase in, say, productivity, but we want to completely disrupt the way manufacturing is done.
Yeah. And then for you, in having these global relationships, does that mean setting up footprint in each location, or what does that physically look like?
Yeah. So, I mean, if you time our journey with what's happening just globally, right? I mean, we started launching products in India in 2020, COVID happened. So suddenly there was a huge, disruption of the supply chain.
Yeah.
And then we keep on fighting all these wars all over the world. So I think what has happened because of that is, there is a huge drive now across the globe for onshoring or localization of manufacturing. However, it's difficult sometimes because there's not enough skilled workforce.
Yeah.
Right. So now we have a platform that is very compact. So you don't need a lot of people to run it. Number one. Number two, it's easy to install. So within 18 months, you can erect it and be ready to go. And what we are doing to further enable it, I mean, what we realize is the gap is still the skill gap. Right. So now we ourselves had to face that because when we started, we were probably the 20th biotech company in India. So how do you access talent? So we started building our own talent.
Yeah. Right.
And so we branded it called as Sparks. And now we're providing that also to our partners where we want to take the whole technology and be able to transplant it anywhere in the world. We've done it in the US and our aspiration is to do all over the world.
I was going to say, the markets that you're entering, it sounds like it's not just areas where socioeconomic status is similar to India. It's like anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world, right? Because even if there's a central insurance or if the social economic is better, because of the supply chain disruption, I think countries are not are worried.
Yeah.
Right. COVID especially, I think, woke everybody up. Like if there's anything like this that happens again, how do countries manage their own manufacturing? Because manufacturing still happens in major hubs, right? Europe, maybe the US. But now what do you do if you're a rich country, but if you don't have local manufacturing? What do you do?
There's something appealing too about the enablement of workforce as well too. I think that if it's ticking boxes, I think, for organizations thinking about onshoring manufacturing, if they can address both of those major concerns around like what infrastructure is required, but then also from a people point of view, if they can then enrich their own economy with jobs, as you mentioned, you're potentially less people, but all of these things point in the right direction to stuff that we need in healthcare, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And, for example, you take Australia's case, I think, what's the population? Like 28 million?
Yeah, 24, 25. Yeah.
24, 25. Yeah. So where do you get the skilled workforce?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you probably have all the resources to set it up, but I think the human resource aspect, right? The skilled workforce, I think sometimes countries struggle with that just because of not having enough people.
And geography is a big thing for us too. Whilst its population of 25 million is not huge, it's okay, but the land mass that we have is ridiculous. So putting people in the right places is part of the challenge too. And so here at Bio, a lot of innovation being discussed, a lot of different challenges, and you're in amongst and being absorbed in it. What's been keeping you busy during Bio?
Right now we are launching Next, which is essentially exactly what I spoke about, right? How do we help in localization of manufacturing? So we are having incredible discussions with, government officials in various countries, companies who want to set it up locally. And I'm very excited about that right now for this Bio.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Talking Health Tech. Make sure you like and subscribe and share this episode with someone who might find it valuable. For more information and resources about healthcare innovation, visit talkinghealthtech.com.